Good morning and welcome to the show. This morning I have a friend of the show here, David Lovett from Mad Hatter Auto. David, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Don. It's great to be here.
Or actually, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because you were on the first time you came on the show. I had found out about you, I think maybe on Facebook. You know, like, hey, can you help me get the word out on Memorial Day? I want to give away some free, oil changes to veterans, which was just, I thought it was crazy good, and that's why we had you on that one time.
Yes, sir.
And then after that, I visited your shop, and that ran actually yesterday. Taught me how to do an oil change. As a kid, we used to do it. When you're a teenager, you look for things wrong with your car just so you could play with it. But man, oh man, you got some shop there.
Well, thank you.
Some crew.
Well, thank you very much, Don. Yeah, the Memorial Day event was fantastic. We had 2 bays wide open with 2 guys back in there working each bay. 10 hours. We serviced a little over 60 veterans and active duty personnel.
Wow.
And it was from about 10 to 4. We were just wide open. I mean, it's a great thing. We had advanced auto parts, so I give a shout out to those guys. They did a great job. They were over there cooking hamburgers and hot dogs, doing great things for our vets. Had some giveaways and everything, and it was just a great day to be an American. Just sit there and talk to those guys and hear their stories and do something back to the community. So that went very well, and from that, we got to do different things at the shop. Since the oil changes are probably the most basic thing that we do, oil changes, engine changes, and everything in between.
Yeah, oil changes to engine changes.
Yes,
That's
sir.
like Band-Aids to brain surgery.
That's it. We got the test.
Yeah.
We can do it.
How much oil did you go through that day? I mean, 60 oil changes? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. About 60 oil changes, and we almost used a full tank of oil, so we used about 250 gallons of oil.
But that was very generous of you. And what do you get out of it, really?
Well, I get a satisfaction of helping the community. It's just something that as a business owner, as any business owner, I think should do. The community gives to you. You need to give back to the community whenever you can. Being auto repair, we offer military discounts, so to our military and active duty veterans. But everybody does that. So twice a year, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, they need to be recognized.
Well, I got to tell you, David, not everybody does it. A lot of people do in this town. They'll give you a military discount, but there's some places that don't, and there's places that only give military discounts on certain days.
Right.
I mean, you do it
every
day,
yes,
every
sir.
single day.
Yeah.
And you took it to the next level by giving stuff free to veterans, which is that. No wonder they call them Mad Hatter. You're crazy out there giving away free oil.
It happens, but yes, sir. It was a good thing to do.
Yeah.
We met a lot of people, made some new friends, and it was just a good day all in all.
Well, I got to tell you, David, just going into your shop, I was struck by how friendly everybody was. A lot of people, particularly ladies, are intimidated to walk into a gas station or auto repair shop because they always feel like they're being talked down to, or the guys are kind of surly and all that stuff. Everybody there seemed like perfectly friendly and really accessible, and no question was too stupid. Because I asked a few. So I know that.
Well, so when I hire, the first thing I look for is attitude. I mean, you got to have a positive attitude, especially in this business, because it gets rough. I mean, it can get really rough. Nobody plans for auto repair. You can plan for preventive maintenance, come and do an oil change and transmission flush, coolant system flushes, and things like that, as you should. I mean, with by your owner's manual, go by the standards that are set back in there, based off your mileage, you get the maintenance done. Helps your longevity of the vehicle. When you don't, the vehicle fails, and even when you do, the vehicle does fail. And when it does fail, it's not cheap. And you're out without a vehicle, and you're out money. You can't get the kids to school. You can't get to work. You got to borrow rides. So people can get kind of frustrated.
Yeah, of course. Tempers flare. I mean, you get angry. Whoever, if you've ever broken down in your car, the first thing I do is punch the steering wheel. Like, damn, this car won't start,
Absolutely. What do I do? Who do I call?
Well, let's go to Mad Hatter and go vent on him. Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to have somebody on the counter that can handle that knows when that customer comes in. They're not necessarily mad at you. They're mad about their situation. They're upset. They know it's going to cost money, and they're going to be without their vehicle. So So the attitudes that you have up front have got to be positive, got to be friendly, and you got to be able to handle those people.
You know, anybody who's you hear the old axiom that driving is a privilege, but actually driving's a necessity.
Oh, it is.
I mean, if you're a working family, you have to drive. If you got to get the kids to school, you need your car. You got to get to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to take the kids to soccer or whatever. I mean, you have to have your car.
Especially in a community like ours that's so widespread. We do got a public transit system, but and then you can depend on that to some degree. But you need your car. And you need to be able to get from point A to point B when you're ready. And a lot of people depend on their cars for their livelihood. And so when it goes down, they need it back. They need it back fast. And we recognize that. We realize that.
David, we have to run off to the local weather, but I want to talk more about that preventive maintenance and the things that you can do on the other side of these messages.
Right.
You're watching Waking Up with Don at our new time of 6:30, and now we're off to the WestPittmanLawFirm.com weather, brought to you by WestPittmanLawFirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with David Lovett from Mad Hatter Auto, and we're talking about your car. David, it's summertime. And I guess there's certain things we should be doing to our cars now, right? I mean, preparing
Correct.
for the hot summers that we have down here. Air conditioning comes right to the top of my head, right?
Right, exactly. Air conditioning is one thing. The thing to realize is that the vehicles need most of their attention during extreme temperatures. Living where we live in Florida, we have it's winter and the summer. The winters are not very, very, very extreme. The summers can get extremes. We can top over 100 degrees each year. Okay, so mostly you need to be concerned about your coolant inside your vehicle and overheating issues. Most vehicles use extended life coolant, which runs 100,000 miles.
Oh, wow.
Yep, it's different from the green coolant that we all grew up knowing.
Yeah.
Where you were flushing your system every other year or so. If the orange coolant is extended life, and you can go up to 100,000 miles on that, and there are some other different types of coolants as well. But the AC and your air filters, the air filters should be changed, at least once every 6 months. Okay.
Really? That often?
I would change them once every 6 months. That's airflow back into the engine, and that's how it gets there. You need air, fuel, and fire to make the car go. And if you're not getting a good airstream back into your vehicle, you're going to have problems. You also need to take into account the pressure in your tires. Winter air pressure and summer air pressure are two different things, even if you don't touch the tires, because the PSI goes up as the heat goes up, and before you know it, you're running with too much air pressure back into your tires, and running too much air pressure can make abnormal wear on your tires, and you'll be buying tires by the end of the summer.
David, I've noticed that if you have a new car, you go open up that owner's manual, and there's the schedule for maintenance and all. But once you're past 100,000 miles with a car, which a lot of us are, I buy used cars. I don't think I've ever I actually bought one new car in my life off the showroom, one new car. Other than that, it's always been a couple 2, 3-year-old cars that we bought in our family, just because I'm cheap. And but when it passes 100,000 miles, you're really not. You're not looking at the manual. You kind of let things slide. How do you stay on top of your maintenance, your scheduled maintenance?
Well, if you've maintained your car up to 100,000 miles, most of your owner's manuals take the vehicle to 100,000 miles, and hopefully you've identified a mechanic shop or repair shop that you're comfortable with. Stay with them, and they'll start recommending the repairs and the preventive maintenance that are necessary after 100,000 miles.
Well, one thing, I mean, we're running out of time, but I do want to mention that starting next week, you're going to help remind us of the maintenance we need to do on a daily basis with the Mad Hatter Minute
That's
here
correct.
on
Yes,
Waking Up with Don.
Yeah.
So every day you or someone from your shop is going to come on for a minute or two and tell us what we should be doing to our car that day or what we should be looking for that season.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be fun.
And thank you again for everything that you do for our veterans, and we're looking forward to hearing more from you on the Mad Hatter Minute.
Well, thank you very much, Don. Appreciate it very much.
And we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with David Powell from Innovations Credit Union. It's summertime. Maybe you're shopping for a new car. Who knows? Can Innovations help us out with that?
Man, Innovations has got a program for you if you're shopping for a car. You may have seen some of our billboards or mail pieces. We have car loan rates as low as 1.29%. So
wow.
If you got good credit and you can prove that you got a stable job, you come on down and we'll sign you up. And even if you got some credit blemishes, maybe you've had some medical collections, or perhaps you got a divorce and went through some tough times, or maybe you were lost your job, or the number of things that happen to folks in everyday life and affect your credit score. I would tell you, don't let that discourage you. Come on down, and all of our branch managers and lenders at Innovations, we have them at every location. So if you just want to see, maybe you got some credit issues and you just want to go by and just see, hey, what do I qualify for? What can I do? Yeah, certainly stop and let us at least take a look. And in almost every case, we can figure out some way to get somebody in a car. I mean, we really are committed to that. That's a great idea.
So before you even go shopping for a car, if you think you can afford one at this point, maybe you just need a car, and go in, like you say, and say, what can I afford to buy?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys can figure something out. And it's always better too to go, when you're going shopping for a car, to be pre-approved.
Yep.
You have so much more bargaining power when you get on that lot or internet or however you buy your cars.
Oh yeah, if you tell that the car lot guy, I'll be back in 20 minutes with a check.
Oh yeah,
that's powerful.
That is powerful stuff, and they're willing to make a deal then.
Yeah. So we got plenty of money to lend, and again, rates as low as 1.29, which is, as you know, a very good car loan rate right now. No trickeration to that. If you got a qualified credit score and the income, we'll give you that rate. And it's not a trick. And obviously, we make some adjustments to the rate based on your credit score. Yeah. So, but again, there's a program out there for almost everybody to be able to get into a car.
Do you have to be a member of the credit union to apply?
You have to be
a
member to get a loan. You don't have to be a member to come by and talk to us about it. So if you wanted to come by the credit union and you do not have an account there, meet with one of our loan officers, talk to them about what you need to do to get approved, and then if you get approved and we get set to make you that loan, we then can sign you up, open you up a savings account, put $5 in that savings account. That establishes your membership at the credit union. So we can do all that together at the same time if you want.
Oh, that's a great idea. So you could actually shop around for rates. You can go from bank to bank or credit union to credit union, but make sure that Innovations is part of that.
Do not have to be a member to come by and talk to us about a loan.
That's a great idea. And you guys are doing a lot of other stuff out there. I know we talked a little bit about Octane. It seems to be taking off pretty well.
We've talked about our business account products, which are free for every kind of business. There's no monthly service charges, no per check fees, no minimum balance requirements. A lot of those things that are important to small businesses, it might only be that it's $10 or $15 or $20 a month at most financial institutions, but $10 or $15 a month is money that you could do with something else. You could buy advertising, or you could buy office supplies, you could, do a number of things with a couple $100 a month or
free
$100 a year.
Debit card, all those things. And not that I write a lot of checks with my business, but I do from time to time have to write a check. I don't think I should have to pay $10 a month just to be able to pay a bill for my business.
So our accounts are free in that regard for small businesses, and in fact, for all of our personal accounts are free as well. We have a basic personal checking account that earns a little bit of interest, comes with free internet banking. And then we have a rewards account. You may have seen a billboard that's got this funny word on it. It says Casasa. And Casasa doesn't mean anything. It's just a made-up word, but it's the branding for our rewards account, where you can get either cash back or you can earn a super high interest rate on that account. You can, in fact, earn on some balances up to 2% interest, which is unheard of in the checking account market.
I want some Casasa. How do we get some Casasa, David?
Well, I can tell you, you could go by any of our 6 locations in Bay County, Don, and they'll be glad to discuss it with you.
I'll just roll around to the Casasa takeout window and get me some.
Go ahead. We got it, man. We got it.
Well, David Powell, thanks again for coming on the show and getting us smart on Innovations Credit Union.
Sure.
And we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I've got a couple people here in the studio I think you need to meet and talk to. I have Lori Allen from the Children's Advocacy Center and Bubba McCants from Don and Bubba fame. Welcome to the show, guys, and welcome back to you, Bubba.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You guys have an event coming up on Saturday, don't you?
We do.
Yeah. Now, the Children's Advocacy Center. So let me nail you down on that.
Yes.
What is it, and what do they do?
We are a local not-for-profit. We provide assessment and therapy services for kids who have been victims of abuse. So we see about 1,200 kids every year. We are a local agency, so we provide services here in Panama City. We have an office in Marietta and one in Chipley. So we cover the 14th Judicial Circuit. All of our services are provided at no cost. and we really try to do a lot of prevention work as well to eliminate child abuse in our area.
Yeah, how big a problem is that, Lori?
It really is a tremendous issue in our area, and we see nationwide where more and more studies and more statistics correlate adverse childhood experiences to things like criminal delinquency, substance abuse, mental health issues, and so we really want to try to stop the abuse that's happening in the home and then help children heal so that these issues don't, continue to recur and become issues later on into adulthood.
Now, Bubba, how'd you get involved with this? Now, this event is a poker run, right?
Correct.
And then it's a motorcycle poker run. What's your interest in all this?
The kids. I've known Lori for several years, and she's reached out here and there needing different things, and so I had an idea with Andre from West Pittman and Marta Rose out at Harley Davidson
Sure, yeah, I know them both.
put a poker run together and help them raise some funds without them having to do anything, just to throw a little bit back into their cause.
Yeah, so that's great. So here you are, a local businessman, just going the extra mile for the community and for the kids as well. I think that's awesome stuff.
Oh,
that
it's
you're doing
amazing.
there.
I mean, we really couldn't do it without all the community partners, and we have a fantastic community. I was born and raised here. Could not be more proud of the community where we live, and people are always willing to give even the shirt off their back to help others.
How does the Children's Advocacy Center get its money? Is it a state organization? Is it a charity? What is it?
We are a charity, so we're a not-for-profit. About 65% of our funds we get from state and local and federal contracts, and the other 35% we have to fundraise and work hard for. That's about $250,000 to $300,000 a year.
So you provide a service to the state and local authorities as well as to the children, of course.
Correct.
They're your primary clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our work is never done. We actually need to expand our services. Right now, we're very close to a wait list for our sexual abuse treatment program, even though we've added therapists every year. We have a need for more court advocates. We have a need for more prevention work. And so these are all positions that we need to fill and services that we need to provide, but we really need to look at expanding our funding to be able to provide those.
We have to run off to a break, but Bubba, thank you again for helping Lori out with this, with the Children's Advocacy Center. And if people want to learn more about it, what do they need to do?
They can call me direct for the poker run, 850-624-8433. And I have all the information right up here that they need.
All right, great. Don't forget that number. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Lori Allen and a familiar face here in Bay County. It seems that every charity that pops up, Richard Branham pops up as well.
That's right. How you doing, Don?
I'm doing well, Richard. Thanks for coming on the show, and thanks again for helping out with this. Now, we had Bubba McCants here just a few minutes ago.
That's right.
And he said that he had known Lori for a long time, and that his interest was in just helping out a friend and helping out the kids and helping out the Children's Advocacy Center. What's in it for you?
Just the feeling of knowing that I can make Panama City a better place. This is where I live. This is where I make home. And if I can do something to make Panama City a better place, why not?
Yeah, and thanks for coming on Waking Up with Don, because I know where you work, it's bedtime all day long.
All day long. That's right.
And I'm trying to keep you awake here, but
That's right. That's right.
because it's Waking Up with Don, But back to the serious business of the Children's Advocacy Center.
Sure.
There is a demonstrable need for this, isn't there?
Absolutely. And the number of children that we see every year continues to increase, and we know that the services that we provide are effective. So we actually do measurement outcomes. We look at kids at their post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety scales when they come to see us, and then we reevaluate as therapy is progressing. And we don't graduate the kids until we see an actual effect to the therapy success.
Wow, there's a lot in there that I want to ask you about.
Sure.
Particularly PTSD. You always think of veterans having PTSD, but children can have that too.
Absolutely, and many children, you can imagine if you were a witness to a homicide, if you've been sexually abused for years,
Yeah.
starting at 5, 6 years old, or if you yourself have been a victim of extreme physical abuse, then absolutely they're going to suffer from many things that we tend to think are related to combat or war. Those
Yeah.
are things that are happening right here at
Some
home
kids
within
go through
our
terrible
community.
things, don't they?
Absolutely.
And as a
Traumatic
parent,
experiences.
that's got to really hit you, doesn't it? I mean,
Absolutely. Any kind of traumatic experience like that, you associate it with, war and soldiers and stuff. And when I came back from the Army, I had that for a little while. I'd wake up in the middle of the night thinking I hear helicopters. It's just a traumatic experience.
you were in
And-
Desert Storm, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And when the kids go through a traumatic experience like that, they're going to have memories and wake up and you know, it
Yeah,
hits
and you
them
know
hard
what that's
sometimes.
like. Imagine doing that to a little kid, a kid having to go through that type of experience. And
That'd
as a
be
parent,
awful.
that's just got to bug you.
Anything that happens to your kids. I mean, I was just talking to you a minute ago about kids when they get colds and coughing. You just
Oh,
feel
yeah.
so bad.
You feel it for 'em.
I
You wanna
can feel
take it
my
for 'em.
throat hurts when I hear them coughing so bad. I'm like, if I just could do something for you, you know.
Well, Lori, it's great work that you're doing there.
Thank
and,
you.
And we all want to help as best we can. And anybody who's watching this, how can we help?
You can go to our website at gulfcoastcac.org, or you can call our center at 872-7760. We have lots of opportunities to volunteer, donate. We do lots of events throughout the year, and so there's
Or show up for the poker run on Saturday.
absolutely, that's our most recent one.
And what time is that again?
The registration starts at 9 a.m. The ride kicks off at 10 a.m. and it's at Harley-Davidson on Panama City Beach.
We're going to have to let that be the last word, but thank you so much,
Thank
Lori
you.
Allen. And again,
Yes, thank you
Richard
so
Branham,
much.
thanks for coming on the show. And we'll see you next time.